Hello and a very happy Tuesday to everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the first Instagram Live of my birthday week. Yeah, thank you, Nikki, for my lovely card. Very kind of you. And for those of you who were following me on Earle Me, which is my personal Instagram, you will have seen quite an exciting journey, should we say voyage, last night. So I was hijacked basically by my 4 oldest children and dressed up in 70s gear. And yeah, you've guessed it, got the tube out east to ABBA voyage. Oh my gosh, what a fun evening. Have you been? Really fun. I posted some pics of us going there and a little few pics afterwards, so you can follow our journey, our voyage. Now, you're not allowed to take photographs or video, obviously, in the actual event, but I went onto their Instagram and I found a couple of things that they'd posted publicly, which I put up just to sort of share the love, and it is really fun and a brilliant way for me to start my birthday week on a Monday. What better way than to go out and party on a Monday night? Love it. Well, today we've also got something really special for you. I'm joined by a fab female founder we've spoken to before, the brilliant founder of Botanicals. Echo or Eco Botanicals? We'll have to ask her. And they are using very high concentrations of quality oils, and it's all about plumping and smoothing and helping to firm and condition mature skin as we age. Very appropriate for this week as we age. And as you probably know, I have never, even back in the day when I was connected to the beauty company, never used the term anti-aging. You know, for me, aging is a gift. I am pro-aging, but it's about aging well. It's about protecting our mitochondria and our cells, getting stronger, fitter, sorting out our headspace, sorting out where we are in life, in our relationships, in our sense of purpose, in how we feel, sorting out health issues, so that we can be the best that we can be. Because I think as we age, you know, we become aware, don't we, that the clock is ticking. And here, you know, we've said it loud and proud here. This is the birthday issue of the magazine, and it is about aging well. You know, 60 is frankly still a number that I cannot get my head around. And I've written a very personal letter to everybody in the back of the magazine, and thank you for all your comments on that, actually, because it was quite a hard one to write. It's always that back page when I write from the heart, and it's called In Truth, and it's kind of where I do speak the truth about a lot of things as I see them. So anyway, thank you for all your messages. Lovely to see you all. Let's see if we can join. Actually, what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to add Lainey here as a moderator for Earle Wellbeing. So that means that if you have any questions about the magazine, about the website, about articles, podcasts, etc., Lainey will be able to hop in and answer them. And then a Pinkay, let me see if I can get you. There we go, here you are. And they have very kindly given us, which I'm sure everyone's going to want to use, because they are absolutely lovely oils, really precious, really special. And you know, oils have always played a close part in my life, because my very first book was called Vital Oils back in the day. Hi! So nice to see you. Now, can you give us some correct pronunciations, firstly, of your name so I get that correctly, and your brand, whether you're Echo or Eco? Eco.
Eco Botanicals.
Echo.
Eco.
Love it, love it, love it.
Happy birthday in advance.
Actual
Anyway. When
birthday
is your
tomorrow.
birthday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it? Are you a fellow
next
Taurian?
week, so we're
Okay. So
Gemini.
you must be close. You must be close to.
Yeah.
Very nice to see you. And what's been happening to you since we last connected?
Lots. We've been very busy. We've won about 6 awards since we last connected. Yeah, and yeah, we've just been doing lots of new things and just growing the brand.
Well,
and
I love what you're doing. Do you want to give us, for those of you who missed you before, just a little bit of information on your backstory, because it's just so interesting how you came to do all this.
Okay, so well, a bit about the brand and what it's for and why I created it. So Eco Botanicals is basically harnessing the nourishing power of African and British botanical ingredients with the latest in natural skin science to deliver bioactive, clean, sustainable skincare for maturing skin. And the story is, decades of looking for something that was really nourishing, really potent, really clean, and my own personal struggle as someone with, more recently maturing skin, but also darker skin, looking for something that really worked. And then deciding to look to the power of plants because my great-grandfather was a botanist. He worked at Kew Gardens and he spent some time in West Africa. And so I decided to merge, that need with the traditional healing powers in plants and look for solutions for skin, the skin issues that I faced.
Now, there is a bit of a delay on the line. This can happen sometimes with Instagram. So we'll just leave a little gap so that we don't talk over each other. But one of the things that I've been using, and we will come on to talk about these two, in particular, these two beautiful oils, is the Ritual Cleansing Oil. And this is something that works for all skin types, isn't it? Do you want to explain a little bit about this and who it's named after? Because all your beautiful products have the names of queens, which we love. Eleanor Mills would love that, the ultimate queenager. And this one is called Amina. Who is Amina?
Okay, so Amina was a warrior queen in Nigeria, actually, in northern Nigeria. And she actually led battles. So she wasn't just, it wasn't just a title. She was fighting, and this was several hundreds of years ago. And she was the first. It was in the north of Nigeria, which is predominantly Muslim. So it was really a big deal in those days, and it still is, even if it was now. So she was, she displayed so many beautiful things. She was courageous, she was wise, and so I decided to name the product after her. And it's a lovely cleansing product. It's a first step. It's non-drying. It takes off all your makeup, all your SPF, all the death, not just in the top layer of the skin, but even beyond the top layers of the skin. So even beyond the epidermis and the lipid barrier. It has some really, really lovely ingredients like green tea, which is very, has high potency and antioxidant properties. So it helps break down any environmental pollution, any damage from the sun, which becomes more of a problem as we age. So it also has lots of moisturizing. It has camellia oil green tea, which is very moisturizing. It has pitch kernel, which has one of the highest moisturizing properties, fatty acids of natural plant oils, and it has castor oil, which is antibacterial.
It is lovely to use, and actually it has the most amazing scent, and you just feel nourished and clean. And what I love about it is you're using that hot cloth. So many cleansers now, obviously that's my origins too, using a hot cloth or a flannel wrung out in warm water to lift it away, and your skin doesn't feel stripped. And I think the thing is, as we age, we know that we're losing moisture. We lose our collagen, our ceramide function, that transdermal lipid barrier on our skin, which is one of the reasons why our skin can look so grey and dingy and old before its time, frankly. So I highly recommend using an oil-based cleanser. I don't like using anything that foams on my face, and this is, I think, for everybody. And I love the fact that Amina was a warrior queen. I shall think of her every time I use this. So talk to us then about the Makita Radiance Oil and the Nefertiti Serum, because the serum is gold, in my opinion. Tell us about them.
Okay, so the idea is there are 3 steps in the skincare routine, and it's meant to be a ritual, not actually a routine. So it's meant to be something that you are actively and consciously stopping to do. And why it's broken down into 3 steps. So after the cleansing step, we move on to moisturizing and hydration and moisturizing. So it's your serum, which is Nefertiti, and which brings in water and hydration. That's step 2. And then step 3 is moisturizing. And if we look at the structure of our skin, we've got the epidermis, which sits on top, which is where our lipid barrier rests. And our lipid barrier is like 50% of our skin, right? And it's made of oils, fatty acids. So the best way to actually cleanse and to also to support it is through oils, but not any oils. So oils that are nutrient dense. And I decided to mimic nature and to separate the steps into hydration and moisturization. So a lot of the hydration is held in the dermis, and that's where the water, the sebaceous glands are pulling water from the lower layer of the skin to the top, and the top layer, which is the lipid, is sealing that moisture and making sure that the skin is working at its best. Supple, to keep it radiant, and to keep it moisturized, having enough oil. And so these 2 products they have. I'll start off with Makita. I'll start off with Nefertiti, which is the serum. It has Nefertiti. It's named after another ancient warrior queen from Egypt. Her name means a beautiful woman has come. And it has about 30 potent botanical actives, wonderful humectants, which draw water from the environment and from within the skin and keep the skin supple and soft, which help also the actives that we put on the skin to be able to penetrate into the skin to where they're best needed. All the ingredients are naturally sourced plant ingredients, organic where possible, or wild grown. So no synthetics, no fillers. The preservatives are also plant-based and
smell
botanical.
is fantastic, and I love the fact that you are completely pure and that these oils are so potent. You say 30 in here. Honestly, I always say that skincare is a bit like baking. You know, you have great ingredients, you get a great tasting cake. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's bottom line. And of course, you know, having worked in the industry, I do know that there are those who like to cut corners, and it's one of the easiest things to improve your profit margin is you bring your cost of goods down, you look at reducing the cost of your raw materials, but then products don't work as well. So that's why, you know, more expensive products tend to be better value because they give you more than something that's cut price, which may be cheaper but less in terms of value. So I think buying less but buying better. And thank you very much, by the way, for our discount. We really appreciate that because 20% off is actually, you know, really making quite a significant difference. But to have something that really works hard, that you know is going to deliver, that isn't going to disrupt sensitive skin. You know, I know that you've had testimonials from people with rosacea and inflammation and, you know, really super dry skin, parched skin, pigmentation issues, obviously having a richer skin tone. You know, you've got a lot of customers, haven't you, with lots of different skin types and skin colors. And it's very clever because these oils, they seem to work for everybody. Yeah.
Absolutely. So in terms of its, I mean, it won the best serum in the Pure Beauty Awards last year. It was nominated for best serum category, and obviously we've only been established for a year, just about a year now, and it's really loved. You know, it's great for bringing all that hydration, which helps with collagen, with elastin, rebuilding the skin structure, which obviously declines because collagen in itself declines by 1.5% every year after 25. So by the time we hit 40, 45, we've lost 30%, and we need to put it back. And one of the lovely things about it is it has hyaluronic acid, it has aloe vera, and these all help, you know, help our skin to retain hydration. And it has two types of hyaluronic acids. So it works not just on the surface level again, it also goes deeper.
Yes.
Because the particles are really tiny. And some hyaluronic acids will not be able to penetrate into the deeper levels of the skin, where they are actually needed. So there, and it is formulated in a base of orange blossom water. That's why the smell is amazing.
Honestly,
and the scent is
if you
wonderful.
can imagine walking into a really expensive botanical spa and you just surrounded by plushness and big fluffy velvety towels and things, you think that is the smell. It's like an exotic rose garden, but it's not too floral, because I don't like things that tend to be too overpowering. It's, you can use it first thing in the morning and you just feel everything kind of lifts. And I love the fact that you say it's a ritual. It's a 3-step ritual. Your cleanser, really simple. If you're new to skincare, if you're thinking I'd love something as a treat, that really works, that delivers. I don't have to think about what am I doing, what's in this, is there anything synthetic, is it a bit too chemically, I'm not into retinols or whatever. This may well be a very good choice for you, because you've got your cleansing oil, then your serum on your clean skin, and this is presumably as night and morning. And then we move into Makita, who I imagine was another warrior queen, was she?
Yes, Makita is the Queen of Sheba, who went to meet King Solomon in the Bible, and they had a child. So she was full of wisdom, and she was her son was one of the first imperial rulers in Ethiopia, and that whole heritage. And so, in fact, I'm going to bring it here as well. So it's made of 22 botanicals, and it's got some lovely phytoceramides in it, which are lovely essential nutrient dense oils, and it absorbs so nicely on the skin. I'm just putting a few drops. It's got a lovely gentle scent as well.
It's a slightly greeny color, which shows how botanical it is. You haven't deodorized or dyed the oil. Just the natural color, the scented.
Yes, it's an oil called tamanu.
Where is that from?
Which is, that's grown in Africa, all over Africa, East and the West. It's also grown in Asia. And it's a nutrient-dense oil. It helps with, it's very rich in omegas, extremely, and so it helps to nourish and to moisturize the skin. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, so it will help to balance sensitivities, reaction.
And a lot of these plant oils, they have very interesting esters and plant sterols, which are kind of similar in a way to the structure of retinoic acid. And, without giving any of the irritation of retin-A, you still get some of the benefits in terms of helping to speed up cell turnover and plump the skin. I mean, as I was saying earlier in the intro, my very first book was about oils. In fact, they used to call me Liz Oil. I love oils and, vital oils for me. And I'm just so pleased to see that, everyone's hopefully finally swinging away from low fat and going back into, eating healthy oils and healthy fats. But I've always loved them on my skin, because our skin produces its own oil, sebum, and they're highly compatible, aren't they? If you're using oils on the skin, and they don't make you oily. This is the thing. So what would you say to somebody who's got like combination skin, thinking, oh, I don't think I can put oil on my skin?
Okay, the great thing about the oils is they help to regulate the skin production of sebum. So it's kind of counteractive, but what happens is when you actually put oil on oil, not just any oil, natural plant oils that are rich in omega and fatty acids, which is what our skin is actually, our outer skin is made of. They actually, because the skin overproduces oil when it is trying to deal with dehydration. So when the skin is dehydrated and there's not enough water coming up from the dermis, it overcompensates and starts, trying to help itself basically. And that's why we sometimes it's hormonal. So, and sometimes it's dehydration. And then you get this excessive oil production, which then blocks our pores and which causes acne and other things and scarring, etc. But when you add oils to your skin, you're not actually making your skin more oily. You're regulating the oils, because they have very clever chemicals inside them, which are compatible to our natural skin structure, the lipid barrier. And then they regulate the oil production and they correct it. So your oil production is actually then, your skin is not excessively oily. And if you have drier skin, they are like adaptogens, so they work naturally with whatever skin concern you have. If you have drier skin, they nourish, and they seal in, they preserve that hydration that's already in your skin, and they quickly rebuild your skin, the top of your skin, which thins with loss of collagen as we age. So we get thinner skin as well. So we need to put the nourishment back into the skin.
I completely vouch for that as
Yeah.
somebody with genetically very dry skin. I mean, I'm eczema prone. I have super sensitive, very dry skin. So my skincare routine is always about trying to plump and smooth and, and hydrate, particularly at the moment, as with aging and having come through the winter with central heating on and all of that. And, my skin is dehydrated, and I find, drinking lots of water, obviously key. I take my omega-3s, I take my collagen capsules, but, reinforcing that beauty for me in skincare is this two-way approach. You've got to look at what you put in, but what you put on topically is crucial. And I can, genuinely say that the quality of your oils are amazing. You've simplified it into this really simple 3 steps: your cleansing oil, your serum, which I love a good serum, and this is a great serum, and congratulations on winning awards. I mean, that serum category is tough. It's highly populated with brands doing all sorts of things, and your beautiful, what was she called? Nefertiti went and won it.
Yes. And Makita also just won 2 awards for the best oil in, the Beauty Bible Awards.
Very well, the Beauty Bible Awards. My 2 lovely friends, Sarah Stacey and Jo Fairley.
Yeah. So Makita won, or she won gold. So best, and that best natural green. Eco Botanicals was awarded the best natural green brand as well. So those were all lovely. And Amina also won silver for best cleansing oil. And so it's really amazing because they've been tested by different people over a period of months.
No, I'm familiar with the way Beauty Bible test, and they send out anonymized products, and it's to members of the public, and they're not swayed by advertising or anything like that, which some of the magazines can tend to be. If you've got a big advertiser, you're not going to annoy them by not marking down their product. So that is really, really amazing. And for a new brand and such a fab female founder, I love the fact that we can celebrate female founders here who are doing things the right way. Doing things, they're very planet conscious, they're very skin conscious. Talk about your website. Have you got more information there? Because I think people are going to be really fascinated about all the research and getting more information.
There's a lot of information on the website. You can read things about maturing skin. We have blog articles and more about the products as well. You mentioned about retinol. So, retinol is basically a synthetic vitamin A, which has a lot of backing, scientific backing. But the products we use are bioretinol. So the papaya has one of the highest sources of vitamin A, and also papaya and hibiscus. So hibiscus is actually the natural
Botox plant.
It's been used.
Talk to me about this.
Yes, so it has high levels of vitamin A, but not only vitamin A, vitamin C. And hibiscus, which is the key ingredient in Nefertiti, the serum, it's one of the only plants that has AHA and BHAs in it, which help with exfoliation. So it has that double renewal effect on the skin. And it's so clever. You know, nature is so clever that I don't think there's even a synthetic version of a material that has AHAs and BHAs. Man has not just been able to recreate that. And you don't get all the sensitivities, the dryness, and the other irritation when you use bioretinols, which are plant-based retinols. So if you suffer from those things, especially if you have drier skin, or you're pregnant, or you have sensitized skin, then possibly you should look to a more natural retinol alternative.
Pinke, it's amazing. It's lovely to have you back with us and to talk about these beautiful oils. I love the Warrior Queen heritage. I love the fact that they're so good quality, and you've cut through all the nonsense to make it easy and to deliver. I wish you every deserved success for the future. I look forward to seeing you flourish and become yet another wellness warrior queen. And thank you for our Liz Love discount. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Happy birthday tomorrow.
I'm going to be covering myself in my Nefertiti and all of them, and channeling my inner warrior queen as I move into a new decade. Thanks for being with us today.
Absolutely.
You too.
It's lovely to be with you. I'm going to try.
So top right, I think there's a little
to
white cross, and you just click on that, and then that'll probably make you disappear. So magic. Yes, Elvira, there is a discount. There's 20% that Pinke has given us. Isn't that generous? So do go and check it out. They are lovely. And I didn't realize they just won all those awards. Isn't that amazing? Because it's such a crowded space. You know, not a day goes by almost when something new like this doesn't land on my desk. And, you know, it's just to get somebody who's doing the real deal. I think she's absolutely brilliant. A couple of other things that are the real deal. Now, you may have spotted that word that Pinke said earlier, adaptogens. Did you pick that up? So adaptogenic herbs. I am loving this formulation. It's called Relax, and it's the Calm Assist. So we had a great live with Tim Samuels, one of my favourite people. So Calm Assist with a K. They have also given us a fantastic 20% off single products. So if you want to go and try, and the reason I love this one, the Relax, is it's full of ashwagandha. You know what ashwagandha is? Yeah, it's an adaptogenic herb. And it's also got California poppy. And Tim, he started life as a BBC journalist. He's an award-winning documentary maker. And he was making documentaries about the wellness industry. And he came across a couple of Stanford professors who are working with botanicals that really work in terms of improving well-being. In particular, Dr. Uma, who you might want to follow on Instagram, who is a nutritional psychiatrist. She's one of the lead medics, actually. I think she's at Harvard, she may be at Stanford. But anyway, she is absolutely top, world class. And she worked on these formulations with Tim. And they are brilliant. And I actually have a subscription to Calm Assist. I buy a member of my family a subscription, so it comes every month, because I found them to be so, so good and so successful. And, you know, if you're looking for a good adaptogen in high quality concentrations that really work in a very well put together formula, I can highly recommend it. If you need to relax, if you need to switch off, get that adaptogenic benefit of lowering stress levels, improving sleep, just lifting your mood a little bit, I can highly recommend that. So Liz Loves gets you 20% off single products. And then if you want to take out a subscription, which is what I've done, you get 10% off your subscriptions, because obviously it's cheaper as well. So that's a lovely British brand to support. And we love you, Tim. So thank you for that. Also, 15% off Better You. And I was talking last week to the brilliant Emma Bezic, founder of Life Code GX, talking about nutrigenomics. You doing your nutritional testing? Oh my gosh. If you haven't listened to that, please replay it. Fascinating stuff. Life-changing, actually. And there are very few things I think you can say are life-changing, but the Life Code GX genetic testing is life-changing. And one of the things, because I shared my genetic pathway and my nutrigenomic results, was that my methylation, which is quite complicated, we'll do that another day in class, is compromised because of my genetic variances, the little snips I have on my jeans. And one of the things that I need to be very aware of are my B vitamins, because B complex vitamins are involved in methylation. And this is the whole process of energy and inflammation and all sorts of other things. Anyway, long story short, Better You, the B complex spray is brilliant. It means that you're not having to take endless pills. I love the sprays. I use their vitamin D spray every single day. This particularly has got lots of good quality B12. So if you're not eating very much meat and dairy and eggs and getting your B12, this is really, really important. So thank you very much, everybody at Better You, because you have given us 15% off. So that is betteryou.com for everything, including the B12 and the D spray, vitamin D. And I take the high intensity one. I think it's a 3000 vitamin D with vitamin K2. Your K2 is really important for blood clotting, and it also helps the absorption of vitamin D. So they're a very good one if you want to look for them together. You're missing a trick if you don't have your vitamin D with your vitamin K2. So if you've got the option, if you see it on a pack anywhere, always get the one that has the K2 along with the vitamin D. It's usually vitamin D3, which is the important one, with your vitamin K2. So that is it for today. Just to say that if you're not yet on the newsletter list, this is a free list, a newsletter email that goes out. We've got 2 this week. So my team are putting together a Liz Loves newsletter, because so many of you are loving the discounts and the ways to cut the cost of well-being. So we now do a special newsletter which is just dedicated to money off. It's like coupons. Okay, you get that on a Tuesday. So if you want some money off, and there are so many brands that we work with now, but you only get the money off the brands that I genuinely love. You know, we get approached, as I say, by so many people wanting us to collaborate and do so many things. But if it's a Liz Loves, it has to be a Liz Loves. I have to love it, really love it. So if I don't love it, then I'm afraid you don't get in. But we have a very select, carefully curated club of fabulous discounts of products that I would hope you do love as well. I love them. I try them, I buy them myself, I use them, I share them with my friends and my family because I love them. And hopefully you will too. So that newsletter, it's a separate one from the one that goes out on Friday. So you sign up to it separately, all this GDPR stuff. We can't just send it to you. You have to actually opt in to get it. So if you want your Liz Loves newsletter, please hop over to lizearlewellbeing.com and just sign up for it, and you'll get it this afternoon. Or if you're watching on catch up, you'll get it next Tuesday. If you don't like it, just unsubscribe. You know, I promise not to be offended. And we don't sell your data or do anything like that. You're quite safe. And then, of course, Friday, if you want to sign up for the general Liz Earle Wellbeing newsletter, that goes out on a Friday, ready for the weekend. And that's the one that's filled with recipes, podcast links, competitions, features, all of that, all the stuff that we've been doing during the week and more. Just to say that also, I've just put on my stories, and I think it's also on the Liz Earle Wellbeing stories, I'm doing my very first event, and it's a long weekend away in Italy. So if you want to check that out, come join me in the autumn for a few days. Then obviously there are a limited number of spaces, but it would be fantastic to see you and to see you in real life and to be able to share so much of what we're doing here in a beautiful spa setting. It is absolutely beautiful. It's really special. I'll talk about it in more detail perhaps next time. I'll be back with you live on Thursday, assuming that I make it through my birthday. Might be wearing dark glasses on a Thursday. Let's see. But I will be talking about something that I'm going to need, quite likely, and you might too, just generally, actually. We're not just talking hangovers, we're talking general in life. Electrolytes. There's been a lot of chat about electrolytes. I've been posting about it a lot on Liz Earle Me. I've been getting a lot of questions. And so I thought, do you know what? Let's do a live. Let's talk about electrolytes. Let's find a great brand, a great British brand with great electrolytes that we can talk to. And we found just that, Body Bio, and we have a Liz Loves discount with them. And I'm going to be talking to the granddaughter of the founder. It's a family-run firm. It's brilliant. So looking forward to it. Love a deep dive into all this nutrition stuff. Anyway, have a great rest of the day. Lovely to see you today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your good wishes. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. I shall share lots of my birthday on my story. I'm not just having a birthday. I'm having a birth week, I've decided, because it's a big one. I thought I would stretch it out. So be prepared is all I can say, for lots of celebrations, and lots of chat and photos in the Liz Me stories. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for all the hearts. I'll see you live day after tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.